Time as being 7 o'clock, and I will call this meeting to order in accordance with the Opening Meetings Act, which is posted on the east wall of this meeting room. Tonight's agenda was posted in 3 public locations: the Eagle Municipal Building, Eagle Fire and Rescue, and Eagle Municipal Park. The village board will now stand and recite the Pledge of Allegiance, and those in the audience who wish to participate, please join.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Takes us to item number 1, report from fire and rescue.
What's up, guys? Since we last met, we've had 5 fire calls, 14 rescue calls, 3 car accidents, and 1 hazmat call. We've been keeping nice and busy. In April, our training is going to be OB emergencies for rescue and extraction vehicle stabilization for fire. Just trucking along. Do you guys have any questions or anything for us?
We're in a burn ban, so by the governor. So, and it doesn't look good. I would say towards the end of the week this week, we're going to be up in the 80s. So, we'll see. The amount of moisture we've got is nothing. We'd be lucky if we got a quarter inch between these 2 last snowstorms of moisture. So,
14-day burn ban to 29th of
yes,
March.
something like that. So I can't see, yeah. So I don't know. This weekend we'll see. It may get interesting. I mean, we're out fighting grass fires. We had to go all the way to dang near Crete on Thursday for a fire over there off Martell Road and all that down there, and then we're in the middle of a blizzard yesterday on the interstate. So just typical Nebraska, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but 24 calls in a month. That's pretty good. So yeah.
Hopefully the wind stays down at least.
Yeah, that's 90% of it. So.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, on to item number 2, discuss possible action update on the new fire and rescue facility.
Okay, so they have, the pad is built. And basically, I don't think we'll have to bring any rock in for concrete. Do a little slab because that's what, we pulled all the rock out for, to put clay back in where the footings go. So then we spread all that rock around, so we use that for subgrade rock. Some of it has some dirt and stuff mixed in. That's why it's just not really good to put, you know what I mean? So we're getting rid of that stuff, but we should be good there. Rebar should be coming, I would say, mid to end next week, I think, the way it looks. And we'll be going. So I would say they'll start digging footings March 30th. So questions on any of that? We're trying to keep it as clean as possible. That's why we tried to rock all that out. I will say, I'll give you guys, try to give you plenty of notice. At some point, we'll have to move those dumpsters because that'll be, once we get footings in, what I'm going to try to do is get those utilities in. And then if we want to set the dumpsters back over there for the time being, we can. But all my utilities actually go right in that spot. So that's what we'll be looking at there. So questions, answers?
Just kind of moving on to part A and part B
Okay.
on the change orders.
Yeah, so A is something I really wanted to dig into. So the way usually you do hollow metal or steel buildings like that is you use hollow metal door frames and frames on the windows. The problem is they just don't have the thermal break. The glass will have it to a certain point, but then they're just steel frames that get painted, and down the road in 4 years you got to go back, in 5 years repaint them, all this. So I had them look into going to a true commercial aluminum window, Gherkin, which that's a major brand that we use everywhere. It's not, I can't say it's their high-end commercial window. It has a thermal break built into the frame, all that. It's hands down by far, I would believe would probably save us $500 to $600 a year in just utility costs. and then there's no maintenance to it. It's a 40-year window, you know what I mean? And there's just, you don't have to paint it. It's a true aluminum frame. You're done with it. There's nothing. Yeah. So I had them look into that. I think the total bill on it was like $26,000 for the windows, but by the time we minus everything that, you know what I mean, that they had in from the hollow metal windows and the glass and that, it turned into an $8,500 basically change. I personally it's 100% worth it. I don't know why we'd want to go through maintenance in 5 years and stuff like that. And there is money in the budget, guys. There's without a question on that.
I wanted to bring up something, and tell me if I'm right or wrong. Did we not have a committee of 2 people from each fire department and village that looked at change orders and approved them or disapproved them?
It just had to come through all of this, the board. Anything over $5,000 had to go in front of the board.
So the committee of people don't look at anything.
There's nothing really. There's never been a committee that's been
I believe
established.
there was, but like you pointed out, I think that $5.
$5,000. So I gotta
break.
go to
This
the
is
yes.
over 5,000 either way. I forget who was on there. We did have a committee set up for this.
No, there wasn't, so
There
Well,
was.
we have, who's on the, it's Terry and James on the Emergency Services Committee, I think? Does that sound right?
I think I am, That's how we set that up.
And we can, like I said, we can discuss it. I've talked to the rural fire board about it. They're 100% for it. To me, it's a no-brainer option for what we're trying to do here, guys. We're trying to make a 50-year building. Why would we want to put something in that we'd have to worry about? And this is a true manufactured product by one person, if that makes any sense.
I guess I'm not really too concerned on the window part. I'm more kind of concerned on the other one. I remember when we granted them the bid, it was one of my main questions was how are they on change orders?
Yeah, so this is
got
what I actually had built into my budget, guys. I mean, the goal is I had $50-some thousand sitting there extra just for anything that was going to be a change order.
But you're talking more about B, right?
Yeah, like I said, I'm talking.
Luke will get.
I'll get you to B and explain what's
Yeah.
going on there.
That's
I'm
something.
cool with A.
All right,
Um,
just get a motion on A first.
can I get a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve change order number 1 to Darlin's contract for the new fire hall
For $8,500?
for $8,500.
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
All right, voting on the motion second to approve change order number 1 with Darling Construction for aluminum windows, the amount of $8,500. Voting Terry,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Marcus. Motion carried.
Okay, now 2, this is where I knew at some point this would come to a certain point. Because when you have a structural engineer design the building to a certain point, he doesn't necessarily know what prefab building the company is going to be. So it could be a Balin building, it could have been a Verco Prudent, it could have been. So what happens on this part, on this change order was that they thought like girts they could get by with 8-inch girts, we have to go to 10-inch girts. So doing that, we had to make the foundation walls an extra 2 inches bigger. And then we have more rebar, steel reinforcing for footings because of the. So basically what comes in, they give us steel, it goes to my structural engineer, he reviews it, and then he may have to beef up his footings. This is a process I knew that was going to be in there. The one thing that caught me off guard and I can't argue with was there was the hollow metal frame and basically the doors, the 3 doors, the State Fire Marshal's Division that went into review there, and they want panic devices on it and that's like $5,000 of this, guys.
That's the door hardware.
Yeah, so yes, and I can't argue with the State Fire Marshal's Division. So that's the thing, and so basically it's reinforcing steel, the extra concrete that we have to put in the footings compared to what was on the print. and that. Guys, to be honest with you, they're not hitting this. Yeah. I think the window change order, they hit me for $250. You know what I mean? Basically on that. Same thing with this. And the other thing I will say, guys, if you're worried about it, I had $70,000 in there for dirt work package because I didn't know what the unknowns of what we were going to hit. We're going to end up paying $54,000. I have $16,000 sitting there, and that's why I had that number in there to change it for any.
I know we had plenty of wiggle room for the whole project wise. I would just,
Yeah.
for one contractor, I mean, just let them know that we're not just gonna say yes to everything.
No, and me and him have went through this whole thing, and they've ate half the cost on some of this stuff for us. Just because, but I can't do anything with the state fire marshal's
Yeah, no,
division.
that's
That's
a
on
third
them
of it right there.
and everything else there.
just the other 2/3.
Yeah, and to be honest though, that's something that happens with any steel building to a certain point is you're gonna have something. So that's why I had money in that fund to cover stuff like this.
Hopefully no more. Can I get a motion to approve?
I make a motion to approve Darlene's second, what do you call it again?
Change order?
Change order or the contract for the new fire department in the amount of $14,286.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
Voting on the motion second to approve change order number 2 with Darling Construction for miscellaneous costs as required by the state fire marshal in the amount of $14,286. Voting, James,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Question. So from here on out, do you want me just to bring change orders in front of the two people you got, or how do you want me to do it?
Is that 5, what was it?
I think it's 5.
There was an amount, we can double check on the amount. If it's
I think
under a
it is.
certain
I think
amount,
it
it's
is
on the
5.
community.
I think you're
It
right.
is $5,000.
Okay.
I mean, and that's the thing. So like some of the stuff I had budgeted, like my cabinet thing, I didn't even bring up. I had $4,000 for cabinets. My bid I just got the other day was $2,500. So like I said, I got money in there to work with, guys. It's not like I'm sitting there, you know what I mean? Trying to figure out, and I think we'll come in. The one thing I will say, so right now with Darwin Construction, we're sitting at, with everything that we've done with that paint and all that, we're at like $2,010,000. If you second place, and this is where I always like to do, I always say, we get done with the project and our change orders end up that we're second place, you know what I mean? Who bid it at second place, we didn't get. So we still got like 35,000 in there with, you know what I mean? So, and James, I know they're supposed to give me an answer on that flagpole, the cost of it. So I'll get with you on that once he gets that back to me. So, okay. So committee, we did 5,000 comes in front of here. All you guys, is that what we're saying?
5,000 and up.
Comes up, and then the other ones, so I just got to talk to James, and who else is on that committee?
Terry.
Terry.
And then
Okay,
there
I'll
should
just
be,
know you
and then
guys.
there's 2 from the fire department.
Yeah, it'll be me and one of them. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll just do it that way. So, thank you guys, much appreciated.
Thank you.
We'd like to probably know about it, but I mean, it can get approved.
I just don't think there's going to be anything in there. And Nick has my budget to a certain point, so we've been working on my budget anyway. So,
Perfect.
okay.
Thank you, appreciate it. On to item number 3, public comment. Does anybody have anything for public comment? On to item number 4, discuss possible action, resolution 2026-5 approving the PISM temporary construction easement along 4th Street from 8th Street to the North Back Trail as part of the Street Improvement District 2025-03 and the Sidewalk Improvement District 2025-02.
Motion to introduce resolution 2026-05.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
Voting on the motion second to introduce resolution 2605. Dan,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried. Resolution number 2026-05, whereas the Village of Eagle is undertaking Street Improvement District 2025-03 and Sidewalk Improvement District 2025-02, which includes street, stormwater, guttering, and sidewalk improvements on 4th Street from A Street to the Mopac Trail and adjacent there too. And whereas certain temporary construction easements from adjacent property owners are required to adequately prepare the area and construct necessary improvements. The use of the property will not be permanent, but may require ingress and egress for the demolition of current improvements, preparation and grading, and installation of the new storm sewer, paving, and sidewalk improvements. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of the Village of Eagle that number 1, the findings here and above made should be and are hereby made a part of this resolution as fully as if set out at length herein. 2, that temporary construction easements be obtained from the property owners adjacent to the improvements as set forth on the attached exhibits, which the exhibits, the street committee in particular, I did not make 25 copies for everybody, but we've kind of been on this project. I think everybody kind of knows where all the properties are and the changes are going to be. But if you need more details or have a question about a particular property, I have them all here. And then lastly, the village clerk, engineer, and attorney have the authority to facilitate the acquisition of the easements in order to proceed with the project. And Marine's working on that right now, so pretty soon we'll go around, go door to door, collect signatures, things of that nature from folks on both 4th Street and F Street.
Can I get a motion to approve resolution number 2026-05?
Motion to adopt resolution 2026-05.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
Voting on the motion second to adopt resolution 2026-05. Voting, John,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
On to item number 5, discuss possible action, consider proposal from ABC Termite and Pest Control for mosquito abatement service at Eagle Municipal Park at a rate of $500 per month. It's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah,
Same
same
price, isn't it?
same price. I think it works. I mean, honestly, I've seen mosquitoes be real nasty down there in years past. I think ever since we've done it, it's been pretty good. I know I don't go down there a ton, but like during fireworks and such, I didn't have any issues. The pool used to be really bad on mosquitoes, and I think it's calmed down up there too. So.
It doesn't say which months they are, so what are they so the public knows?
I'd have to clarify that with my. I don't know. Is it April or May? I can't remember which one's the starting month. And then it goes to.
Through September. I think it's May through September.
I kind of do too. Sounds right. I think it's 5 months.
Any further discussion? Otherwise, can we get a motion to approve the proposal from ABC Termite and Pest Control for the amount of $500 a month?
I make a motion to approve ABC Termite Pest Control's bid for $500 a month for mosquito control.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
I'll second.
All right. Voting on the motion second to approve the proposal from ABC Termite and Pest Control for mosquito abatement services at Eagle Municipal Park, area $500 per month. Voting, Terry,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
On to item number 6, discuss possible action, approve the Eagle Park Board offering a free swim day at Eagle Pool during the 2026 season.
Are they only gonna do one this year?
No, so this
One
was,
for us, this is kind of an exchange since not gonna have Eagle Days, the free swim for Eagle Days, we thought we should throw in one.
Oh,
for
but they
that.
still might have the other ones like
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
they're planning to have the other one. James and I met with all the kids, and we thought of this would be a good deal since we don't have Eagle Days this year.
So is this gonna be on that Saturday?
We haven't picked a
Yeah,
day. This
we
is
get that
actually gonna be a floating day. We're gonna try, the park board will decide and report.
Perfect.
Yeah, kind of a replacement, like I said, to the Eagle Days
It's
deal.
kind of a hot day, sometimes when it's hotter out.
Or something.
We'll get a day figured out and let everybody know.
Perfect.
Can I get a motion to approve? Free swim day?
I make a motion to approve the free swim day proposed by the Eagle
Park board.
Park Board for the 2026 season.
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
Normally, we have one on the 4th of July. Is this to imply you might have more than one? Or does this also imply the 4th of July may not be here?
We might not do it on the 4th. We haven't picked a day yet.
But it's only gonna be one, is my
There's
point.
only, yeah, we're only doing, as a village, we're only doing one.
Okay,
And we're probably gonna close early as usual on the 4th as well.
okay, thank you.
And the park committee might have some pool party things or whatever, but this is just for the all-day swim, kind of in place of.
And this will be an all-day one.
Yeah, this is an all-day.
Where the other,
It's like pool parties, the other guys.
the rec and that, they'll last for a couple hours, like a swim party, where they do 2 hours.
In the evening.
This is only gonna be one all-day.
All-day thing.
Anything further? Voting on the motion second to approve the Eagle Park Board offering a free swim day at the Eagle Pool during the 2026 season. Voting Dan,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
John,
Yes,
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
On to item number 7, discuss possible action, consider options of lower level shop space for the office storage or public works office area at the Eagle Municipal Facility.
Some of you probably haven't seen this yet, but the guys kind of cleaned out a space. While Bryce is back there, he can explain it if you have questions. John originally had, well, let's start from the beginning. Terry and I needed some more space for map storage, files, things like that. So John came up with an idea to, I guess, utilize that room for those cabinets. They're real, real heavy, bulky cabinets, things like that. But then at the park meeting, Dan kind of had another idea, maybe to use it for a maintenance office space. So I said, well, we've got a couple different options on the table. We'll just put it on the agenda and let the board decide. So here we are.
And my suggestion was we take that desk from upstairs and put it down there on the floor and close that there. Just put, if we needed to, a window or something, but they'd have a spot down there rather than upstairs. They could use all that upstairs for their storage.
What do they need a spot for downstairs?
They have a desk upstairs basically doing their paperwork and stuff.
How much paperwork do they have?
I don't know. They got a desk upstairs.
How much paperwork do you have?
Honestly, we might have like 2 cabinets that have at least water and sewer stuff in them for taking back. And that's really cool. All our monthly reports and stuff. File big. Up there.
if you remove that stairs though, that removes the emergency exit for Nick from getting out of upstairs. Granted, they're almost side by side, but the fire could be located some other place as he comes down other than there. One goes east,
I don't,
one goes west.
I don't think we're planning on
yeah,
moving
I think the
steps.
stairs are gonna stay there.
Pardon?
The stairs are gonna stay there. They're just talking about moving their desk down there. The
Okay,
stairs will stay the way they are.
well then,
But then where the desk, our stuff up there where the desk is, those cabinets, we put, or not cabinets, correct?
Yeah.
Which would keep all that upstairs.
Yeah.
But
And I
either
would say, well,
way,
you still can put some of the maps, stuff that you guys need for too. I mean, it doesn't, I think you can share that space.
I just think it'd be easy for Nick to go from his room to that room, having storage, we need to walk in around to get stuff rather than walk down there in that other room.
But is there a need to make like a built-in office? That seems kind of.
Let's ask a question. How many hours a week do you spend doing office work upstairs?
a week.
Yeah.
well now let's, oh, you're talking to maintenance.
Yeah,
Okay, okay.
an hour a day.
If it's on ground floor, regardless of whatever you put in there, the weight factor never comes to play, because guess what? Concrete floor is gonna hold it. If you put anything upstairs after you move them down, that's not true. You gotta watch your weight factor.
Well, that was the only hesitation we thought of when we were down there that day was how much more weight the top could take. We weren't sure.
Especially since some of those supports were cut out already.
Yeah, I know that.
That was one of my concerns.
All I'm saying is I'm gonna throw my 2 cents worth in. By being both places, I think we need a documents room that basically has, not maps, but diagrams, maps, subdivision maps along the west side, probably 3. We could actually move them from the upstairs, what I call boardroom, but meeting room, we could move those downstairs. File cabinets along the east wall of the new room, and a counter in the center, so when we pull them out, we don't have to take them upstairs, downstairs, or anywhere. They're right there that we can. And typically, when we pull them, even in the conference room, we lay them on the table, look at them, and then they go back. Nothing against the maintenance department, but if it's hot summertime stuff, is it not true, Bryce, that you come into the conference room to do a lot of your paperwork? Yeah, June, July, August. So, and I think the documents room needs to be, number 1, a secure room. Number 2, it needs to be a clean room. And that's the reason we're building a room, so don't get smoke, oil, dust, that type of thing in it. And so if it's not going into and out of all the time, and the door's not left open, etc., it should stay relatively clean in there. It won't stay pristine, but it should stay relatively clean. So my 2 cents worth is I think it should be a documents room. And we've got plenty of documents to put in.
I agree with Terry.
What do you think?
Oh, well, we talked about it earlier. To me,
Yeah.
it's whatever you guys want to do. I mean, honestly.
I tend to agree kind of with Derek too, and partially because of John's point on that paperwork in this filing cabinet is going to add up on a lot of weight.
Especially if they're fireproof.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of weight that'd be a lot better in concrete rather than those couple little I-beams that go across there. For safety wise, I tend to agree with Terry too.
Was that the general consensus, or do you guys want to take a vote on it? What do you think? James, what are you thinking down there?
You okay with that, Bryce? I mean, like you said, when it's hot, you go into the meeting room either way, so it's not too big a deal for you to stay where you're at with the desk and stuff. Are you good with that? So, as long as you're not too worried about it, I think, yeah, just go with Terry's idea then. So, vote on or just all consent? Yeah, anybody opposed to having it just as a document room?
I guess they have them go ahead with it, so.
Yeah.
General agreement?
Yep. All right. On to item number 8, report on streets and maintenance.
We did get a report today in your additions. They put working on a pad for the shipping container. They did get some rock put in. I know they took down the Christmas lights. And it's noted on here that the Mid-America pool renovation is supposed to be out this week to repair the stairs where the fiberglass came off.
Probably start pumping that out tomorrow. Try to push it out. So it's ready when
Did you get those plates on the floor?
I'm not sure. Kirk is gonna call. I'm not sure.
I haven't heard.
Okay. Need to get that done too.
I'll put it
It appears a little hard to get flat ones.
That's why I brought this up 6 months ago. Make sure we get it done.
I'll make that a note here and check in with them tomorrow.
Nick, how are we coming on the engineer for this year's street project? Is she putting together stuff with bids right now?
Yeah, it's actually in the newspaper. I think it's next week is bid opening, but I'll have to check on the exact date. But I'm pretty certain it's next week. I haven't seen anything yet, but generally we don't see anything till the day of. I did send a message out to the company we used the last couple of years just to make sure they were aware that it was published. And then I know Catherine & Sons has also reached out. It's typically Catherine & Sons and Pavers, usually the two that bid those projects. So I expect we'll see both those bids come in.
We had a pool meeting, was it last week? I don't know if you had a chance to get a hold of that yet. We had a couple of extra items for the pool to do too. Get some hooks for the nets or for the skimmers, and moving two of the chairs around from the kiddie pool to in the shallow side.
Speakers.
Speakers get in, stuff like that.
We already got the speakers. They just need to be put in.
Yeah, we have a list.
Okay.
And I think I'll just mention it real quick since Noah's sitting here. I think they want to. They're going to talk to Eagle Vision, but they're looking at maybe painting the entire exterior this year.
Okay.
And it probably needs it.
You saw it, the front's chipping pretty bad.
Let's see the pressure washer.
Pressure wash.
Yep.
Did Nick relay to you about the lights inside too? Some-
Yeah, Kurt looked at those on Friday. We met Noah and Grace up there on Friday and looked around, and yeah, Kurt's I think got a plan for the lights.
Perfect.
Cool. Anything else? On the report on wells and sewer.
Report there, anything sound good?
Got the well drawdown numbers on the second page. Average water pump for the last 30 days, 77,039.
Why do we continue to have that big variation between what we pump at the wells and what goes through that plant?
That I'm not sure.
That's still a sizable number this month again, so.
Out of the sewer plant, the
Well, and here's what I'm wondering. Let me think about this. So I think, John, I think where well, and I guess I don't know where they're getting their wastewater numbers. The well numbers are kind of funny just because of how we read and how the meters come out. So they run from like these numbers you see here where it says last 30 days. It's from the 15th to the 15th.
Okay.
So I don't know where the wastewater, are they coming, are they just the whole 30 day, I don't know.
Yeah, it's usually from the first of the month to the end, isn't it?
yeah.
So I think that's where it's thrown. I think that's where the numbers are getting skewed a little bit. I think we just need to make the two figures talk to each other, maybe do.
But again, they were up last month, so that's 2 months in a row.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, one would go down, to catch up, if that's what our argument is. And
That's just my guess. I'm not sure.
I don't have an answer. I'm just
Yeah.
asking, why am I seeing this?
A lot of times the sensor out the sewer plant is real finicky, even through winter. We've had to put a little space heater down there. We've had to go down there and wipe it off. Sometimes it reads great, other times it doesn't. For some reason. And that
With no rain, we can't expect inflow through the manholes. Could be getting some groundwater, but I doubt that, because.
Again, your wells are higher than what's going through there. If you had an inflow, the numbers would be bigger at the plant, and that's not the case here. They're the other way around.
I wonder if we need to adjust and maybe either water switches over to sewers calculating or something, and we'll see how those numbers look. Maybe.
Is this, do we have a meter out at the well?
We
Or is
do.
this,
2 of them, yeah.
how do they compare to the meters? I guess we're not gonna include fire.
In town.
Part of that is fire, because it comes,
And we do chart fire the best we can. It's usually based on, most of the time
I
they
wonder
build
how
it
close
in.
the meter, how all the individual property
Uh-huh.
meters add up compared
Well,
to this number.
Every month you average about 25% off, 20 to 25%. Why? Because the meter's reading thousands, so you're losing some gallons there. You're losing things when the tower gets filled, things like that. So there's a formula the state uses. Well, Nebraska doesn't have a level. Like I'm gonna use Iowa for example. Iowa requires you to be within 25%. Nebraska doesn't have that law, so we could be. It's not a good practice, but you could be 75% over. You don't want to do that. But so I try to keep. Or I really watch to try to make sure it stays at 25% or under. Really not much I can do if it's not. So there's a nasty leak out there somewhere. But
While we're on water and sewer, I'm gonna bring this up because I think you probably all know that the south development is ready to go. We've got the preliminary plat. We've not scheduled any meetings yet because they were missing a few items, and we said we would not set up a meeting until everything was in. It's coming in. We should be pretty close. One thing that you've got to decide who's going to be responsible for, because something has to be done. Bryce, how many manholes are on the west side of the creek down there? It's at least 3. You know, the ones we can't find usually.
Yeah.
There's either 3 or 4, and I think there's 3 manholes. We can't, well, we found them at one time, but the last time we tried to find them, we couldn't. The issue being, when they develop that over there, those manholes need to be raised above ground because they're buried. Okay, the one's probably 2 foot deep. One of them, when we found them 4 years ago, was like 1 foot deep. So they're 1 to 3 feet deep, covered with dirt. So they need to be raised up. I don't know what kind of dirt work they're going to do over there. No matter what, I don't know who's going to pay to do that, but they need to be raised up so they're above ground.
yeah, we talked about that, didn't we, before?
Right.
In the past.
So I don't know if that's going to be a village's responsibility. Probably will be.
Probably.
But that needs to get done relatively soon. I mean, we're probably talking this year yet.
But how can you raise it if you don't know what height they're gonna grade it to?
Well, we're going to have to find out. Or we wait until they do some dirt work. But that should be in the plans, basically, how much fill or whatever they do. I haven't had a chance to look at it, but
Barbara Shirley tell us.
Barbara can tell us. But that is something that's going to be mandatory, I think, and it needs to be done this year. So that
Maybe we should get some bids on that, some pricing.
Yeah.
Some level could bid maybe, or whomever.
Well, I don't see why, if they're only 2-3 feet deep, there's no reason we can't just go down there with the backhoe and do it.
Could be too. Yeah.
Just get material price and,
Yeah, if that's the case, if we can handle it, I'm not worried about it.
yeah. I don't see why we couldn't do it.
anyway, something needs to be done this year.
Definitely. Anything else? Alright, moving on. Number 10, discuss action approve or deny minutes as typed for previous meeting. Can I get a motion to approve minutes as typed for last meeting?
Make a motion to approve minutes as typed.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
Voting to approve the minutes is tight for the previous meeting. John,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
James,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Motion carried.
On to item number 11, report from committees and boards. Is there anything for committees and boards?
Coming from a technical committee standpoint, we got a new 360 camera. This is obviously the first night for you guys can tell if there's not the two pedestal ones. I don't know if any of you have any screen open. You guys could probably see it down there. It's a lot better view. Hopefully it works out better for everybody back home too. And then as we transition the fire department and such to the new building, we'll look into better situation for the microphones for better audio too. So it's a good step forward, I think. It'll be easier to set up when I'm not here. So anyway.
For our school, we got everybody hired, got all the positions full. We had more than we needed apply.
Sweet.
Again. Is there anything else really on that?
No. I anticipate a planning commission meeting coming relatively soon. On the south subdivision, but next 30 days or so, probably see a meeting for them.
That is all.
And we'll have to have a
Plan to
public
attend.
hearing on the changes of the zoning book that were put together.
Yeah, there's some modifications that maybe we didn't catch, or some things that weren't quite right when they carried over from the last book that he wanted to change. The map needs to be updated, things like that, as we've had zoning changes occur.
How we doing on members on the board? You got plenty? How we doing on members?
Planning,
for the
I
planning?
think we have one spot open.
And it's the alternate.
I think it's just the alternate.
So that
So pretty good.
If anybody in the public wants to be an alternate on it, more welcome to apply or notify somebody.
Now you're getting closer.
I did talk with Neiman on our building up here. He's supposed to have a look at it.
Anything else? Item number 12, discuss possible action to hire a seasonal public works employee. I agree. I'm thinking executive discussion on this. Can I get a motion to move into executive discussion to protect individuals? I'll motion to approve. Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Any further discussion?
No further discussion, so I have a motion on the table to go into executive session at 7:43 p.m. to discuss hiring a seasonal public works employee and to protect the reputation of applicants. Voting. Terry?
Yes.
Dan?
yes.
John?
Yes.
James?
Yes.
Marcus?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Marcus, can I sit in since
get back in the meeting.
Okay, village board is coming out of the executive session at 7:49 PM. Any motions out there?
Motion to offer Morris Wallenberg the job at the salary that we agreed upon. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
Voting on the motion second to hire Morris Wallenberg for the seasonal public works position at a rate of $18 per hour. Voting, James,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Dan,
Yes.
Terry,
Yes.
Marcus.
Yes.
Carried.